Hey guys, good afternoon. It is May 29th, 2025, and that means that as of this month, I am 6 months seizure-free. It's been weird, especially when it's as simple as, the difference between me having seizures and not was doubling my Keppra. It just went from my last grand mal to them saying, okay, you need to go from 750 once a day to, my apologies, I don't even remember what I was on, 500 twice a day, to now I think I'm doing 750, twice a day. It's the craziest thing ever. So just increasing my dosage, haven't had a single convulsive seizure, haven't had a focal, haven't had the tingling that happens in my left hand and feet. And I will say, I've been thankful for that. I still consider myself an epileptic person. I just want to get off of the damn medication. I know it's not possible. It sucks, just because I still feel like it messes with, firstly, my memory, and secondly, my, wakefulness. So, and I'm gonna take my hair out, guys, I'm sorry, a bit vain here. Yes, so I don't really appreciate thinking that I may have to be on this medication the rest of my life. And I'm sure many of you feel the same way, whether you're actively or not having seizures. And that's just kind of what it is. I hit 6 months. I was like, dang, when I hit 6 months, I'm gonna drive again. I'm not about to drive because no, that's scary. I got a bike and I've been biking, and yes, it's hot where I'm from. I'm in the South, but I'll still bike, get my groceries, and I've never felt so free. I'm lucky to live in an area where there's also a bus system, so that with the bike opens up a lot for me, and then also like kind of considering, the rest of my life, being in my mid-20s now and thinking about when I end up buying a house and where I will want to end up being. Another consideration I know a lot of you probably also have is that I really would prefer to be in somewhere that has accessible transportation. I don't know if driving is in my future necessarily. I mean, I know there's a lot of epileptic people that go 6 months or a year without a seizure and they drive, and that's their choice. Everybody has a different opinion about that. It's not the purpose of, what I'm trying to talk about now, just really to say, for me, I don't know if I feel completely comfortable driving. But, yeah. That's one aspect of it. I mean, there's been some weird stuff that's going on. So I will say another thing, update. Recently I watched someone have a seizure for the first time when I was at a restaurant, which has been the location of 2 of my seizures, where I woke up in a fucking restaurant, or at least I entered a restaurant. Don't always exit the restaurant consciously, but yes, I was in a restaurant. I saw a woman have a seizure, a relative of mine, and didn't look at her. My mom was there, and as I mentioned, she's there for a good deal of some of my seizures, so she kind of sprung into action to take care of this woman. I wasn't looking because I was honestly just really overwhelmed. And then honestly, scarier, arguably, not scarier, but kind of more jarring from my perspective was to just, since I'm not looking at a woman having a seizure, I'm looking at a whole room of people orienting themselves towards her, wondering, scared, EMT abrasively pushing people away, and people scared and wailing and crying. Yeah, that was a new experience for me. Yeah. Blessing of epilepsy is that you sleep through that shit typically. I mean, you just wake up on a very expensive stretcher. But in that circumstance, I actually witnessed a woman have a seizure, so it was frightening, it was upsetting. Definitely triggered a lot of feelings for me. But yeah, she's okay, thankfully. You know, that's the thing about seizures. It can pretty much just come on for any number of people. But another purpose of this video, and I'm gonna put some suggestion of this in the title to see if anybody else has gone through this. And I think I did read a Reddit post at one point where someone says they've been seizure-free for maybe under 10 years, but still a good amount of time, many years. They don't have grand mals, they don't have focals, but they actually may have focals because they still get those pre-auras, is what I'm gonna call them in the title. Just like that kind of like pre-sneeze feeling, you know what I mean, you get. And if you know, maybe you know, I know a lot of epileptic people have talked about this that I've seen when I go searching for it, but just like that feeling of bracing yourself because you're about to have a seizure. I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure there probably is epileptic activity, which worries me because I'm like, what if one day that just turns into a seizure? Then I'll have to increase my dose, then go to another medication, then get brain surgery. And that's kind of just how my brain is. Just, yeah. My preference is like, why can't I get off the medication and just let my brain find out what to do? I'm not even that, you know, holistically minded. I'm pro-medicine. But part of me is like, damn, I'm fine most of the time, and I don't have seizures even when I'm not on medication most of the time. So, I mean, that's forgetting that I literally would have focals, cluster focals daily during the week of like my period. Or I would just straight up fall on the ground, shake, and wake up with expensive bill just because I didn't eat breakfast or had some coffee. Which, that's another thing. I don't give a fuck. I will have coffee now. I have coffee and tea. That's something I wasn't doing. I don't overdo it, you know, because I'm gonna get them jitters. I have 1 cup of coffee maximum a day, or 2 Diet Cokes maximum a day. Sleep is still important for me. All of the seizure preventatives, making sure I eat. Like if I'm leaving the house, I'm making sure I drink a lot of water, and I at least have had some form of like liquid shake, you know, something to eat. Because, and I take a propranolol, you know, to slow my heart rate and prevent just any panic attack that could lead to a seizure, you know. But when I'm in my own zone, I love to bring the tea back. I've always just been such a tea person. Black, green tea, loose leaf tea, herbal tea, which I was doing for a long time since, you know, it's caffeine free and it's nice, but nice expensive tea, especially the caffeinated real tea, true tea, is nice. So it kind of sucked to lose that, you know, but these are luxuries that I was able to introduce back into my life with the security of being seizure-free for half a year. So all that to say, it happened. I've gone 6 months without seizing. Now I bike, and my brain still gives me those feelings occasionally. I would say once a month. And I can't really explain a trigger. Perhaps it's being outside. It's just like a feeling of like, you know, if you're not epileptic, perhaps you wouldn't get it, but it's just like that feeling of like, ooh, bit of strangeness just occurred. But thank you for watching. And yes, thank you for everybody who's tuned in and watched my videos that are not about epilepsy necessarily, because those, you know, I just kind of use this channel as a general outlet. And it's helpful to know that people are getting, it's helpful for me to continue knowing that people are enjoying those things. You know, it's not a necessity that I do them, but, you know, obviously it makes me feel less alone. So it's cool to know that other people are getting that same experience. Anyway, my alarm clock went off during the recording of the outro. I don't even know how to edit videos, so now I'm gonna have to splice that. Yeah, but that's how it goes. Thank you for watching, guys.